All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rekah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers. And Shalom to the ones that endure this faith until the very end, until the time of Jacob's troubles, which are again the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. So I want to do this, quick video, right? We pretty much just decided to do like a little study on Matthew 13, right? When going back into the parable of the sower, right? Everybody knows the parable of the sower. Pretty much that's talking about, ones that come in the truth, and there's many different ways that they either come in and then they fall out, or it's never meant for them in the first place. Right, but we always went into how the stony ground is the riches, and the thorns, pretty much to like to fix it, right, pretty much a clear understanding on what it is, because if we read further, it actually explains what it actually is, right, what it means. So it's going to be a quick video based on this. This is Matthew 13 and 1. It says, the same day went Yahushua out of the house and sat by the seaside. And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat. And the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some fell by the wayside. Right? So that means some just fell, it depends on where they landed. Right? It says, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Right? So some were devoured by the fowls of the air. Right? Meaning, the birds came and devoured them. Right? Now, when you go into that, that's the other influences, right? The philosophies, the doctrines, right? The very things that our people, constantly flock unto till this day, falling unto different, doctrines, right? That's why we say, when you first come in, man, or you're trying to learn the truth, man, you can't keep, busybodying. You can't, go into all these different groups and watching all their videos and studying from all these different groups. You got to choose one, right? Because then you'd be devoured by the fowls of the air, right? You at this point, man, it's wherever the Lord takes you. But when you start studying on everything and all these different groups and stuff like that, man, it's not going to work out. Right? It's not going to work. So, yep. Verse 5, it says, some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. Right? So some fell upon stony places and they died. There's no grass, there's no soil, just stone. Right? No nourishment. It says, and when the sun was up, they were scorched, because they had no root. They withered away. So they burned. Pretty much they burnt out. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some an 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Right? So some fell onto good ground, and that, when the parable of the sower, man, that reminds me of I did a video on that, actually. This dream that I had. If I can remember most of it, that was a while ago. But pretty much this he almost looked at homeless, like a derelict. and he brought this this bag of fruit, right? It was a whole like plastic bag of fruits, and he was bringing it to our camp. But he started like throwing punches while making his way over here, right? So the elder jumped in, and he got defensive about it. But it turns out, there was like this barrier, right? An invisible barrier that nobody could see. But I was on the other side, where I went to the other side to see because he was throwing punches and hitting something. I noticed like there was nothing there. But then he told me, that there's a barrier here. I can't get to them. I can't bring this fruit to them. So I had to tell the elder, about it, and I eventually calmed him down. But later on, right, eventually the barrier opened, right? He was able to bring the fruits over. So what I got out of that dream, man, it's for an appointed time for you to come in, right? You can't just bring all these people in. You can't bring all this fruit in. It's a certain time. You can't just automatically cross over, right? And that goes, for the ones that fell on the good ground, right? Because those fruits, man, they was actually righteous. It seemed wicked at first until we understood that, hey, it's a barrier. That barrier meaning it's an appointed time. So it says, who have ears to hear, let him hear. Now, when you read further, in fact, I'm gonna read this part too. This is Matthew 13:10, and this is a good example as well, because we read the Lord reads things in parables, and they was asking, well, why? It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Right? So it's given to you, right? But to them it is not. Meaning it's not for everybody. Right? That don't mean you got to go around and try to wake everybody up. Like again, that dream or bringing in fruit constantly, automatically, that's not going to work. It's a certain time. And they have to get the proper understanding because it's not given unto everybody to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Right? So again, it takes time, for the seeds to fall on good ground. Because if not, you're going to get those seeds that fall on the stony ground and the thorns. Right? So when you go further, I believe it's right here. Yep, this is verse 18. It says, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received the seed by the wayside. But he that who receiveth the seed into stony places, right? This goes in, now this is explaining what it actually is, right? The stony places, the same is he that heareth the word and anon with joy receiveth it, right? Yet hath he not root in himself, but doth for a while. For when tribulation and persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. Right? So that's the stony ground, right? Now we always said it was the richest. The stony ground is the ones who come in for a while and eventually they fall out. Why? Because either things start getting hard or tribulations start coming upon them. Right? Let's say they get rebuked. They got such an issue and they get offended. Right? It just said it right here. By and by he is offended. Right? So that's what we gotta be careful about. You can't just automatically cross over, because then you start bringing in bad fruit that fall by the stony ground. Then they start getting offended or they start getting weak, because the truth start getting hard on them. And you can't have that happen. We're soldiers. We are to be soldiers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? Again, it's blood in or blood out. So, verse 22, it says, he also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Right? So that's the thorns. The thorns were actually the riches. Could they get choked up, then it be deceived in riches. And that's what we're not here to be. Right? IUIC, right? Bishop Nathaniel, all you other camps too. Man, y'all sign these 501c charters, right? Y'all sold out. Y'all took the bag. Y'all took the riches. And y'all are the ones that got put in the thorns, right? Y'all fell in the thorns. And y'all fell in the stony ground at the same time, because knowing damn well, man, y'all other camps, man, y'all can't take no tribulation. When things start getting hard, y'all can't take that. Why? Because y'all so used to the easy way, getting paid, Patreons, right? But you go the hard way, man, you're going to get easily offended, as you already do now. So, it's verse 23. It says, but he that receiveth seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30. Right? So you get the one that's in the good ground, you're going to bring forth fruit, right? The correct fruit, the hopeful elect, right? And that's what we're out there for. Ezekiel 3, right? 3 verse 17, right? We're out there warning people. You other camps, man, y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all not warning people. Y'all just getting them for their entertainment. You know why? Because the ones that y'all pick up are the AMC Israelites. So, by the Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, and Shalom.